All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to Madcap Toys. My name's Darren, and Kathy is on the other side over there.
Hello.
She says howdy and hello. She's doing a few things with her and for her insurance business that her and Justin's setting up here in the next little bit. But I'm here today to talk to you about what's been going on with our eBay store and sells, Mercari store, sells, and then possibly I'll get Kathy to jump in here in a little bit with Poshmark, and then we're going to talk about District. I had one that I was starting up and it didn't take, so I just kicked it out, I guess, and starting it over again because we had some issues going on with some sound quality issues and all that. And I wanted this to be right here where you guys could hear me and sort of see what we're talking about as it was with me here talking to you about what we've seen on our sites. We've had a lot of comments as of late. We've had a lot of things going on. Many of you guys know, Kathy, how many days ago do you think it's been since we took and we delisted everything we had on Mercari? Now, keep in mind, guys, before she answers, we had over 84, almost 8,500 listings on Mercari. And sales were so slow, I went and I delisted all of them and figured out to try to relist it. And we have used a relisting app to help us on that a little bit. But what do you think?
I think roughly around less than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks ago. And in that time, we've got on a little over 2,000 of the 84, 85-ish hundred items that we had on the site. Now, guys, we've also been increasing the sales. Kathy can verify with you guys that currently I have on deck 13 items right now that has either sold yesterday, today, or the last couple of days. We're getting sales every day going on, and it's more than one sales, which there for a while we'd go a couple of days, wouldn't you say, Kath, with nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we took and we decided to basically revamp the site. And that's pretty much what we got. So we've got a couple of thousand of those items back on right now at this time. And we're seeing sales pick back up for us on there slowly but surely. Now, there is something I wanted to talk to you guys that are fellow resellers on Mercari. We have been catching in the relisting phase that we're in right now. I've been catching my heavy items are going for anywhere from a half pound to a quarter pound on Mercari. And I've had items which needed to be 3 or 4 pounds sometimes, where I've had to totally do that because Mercari sent out a thing and said, hey, if your weight's off, you're going to get charged for it through us on top of what you paid the postal company. Well, we've been catching things over and over again that's been messed up on Mercari in their internal weight system that they've got for the system, because we've been going through to relist each product individually one at a time to make sure everything from the keywords is in there to the title is correct. The pictures are, well, good. A lot of times we'll reuse the pictures. Or we'll take and have to check, like I said, the weight, the shipping, cost, sizing, metrics, etc. And we also have to check our price. Now, some of our prices we've adjusted down, some of the prices we've adjusted up, but there has been a god-awful amount of issues with our tags that we put in there having totally disappeared. And we don't know if that's from the relister doing it because they show up most of the time, or is it because Mercari wiped them out when they redid the site the last 2 times with the changeover in not charging the sellers to now charging the sellers again? So there's been a lot of things that we've caught. But if you're a fellow seller on Mercari, I just want to say out there, it may be because of taking and re-putting the item back on. Something may not have clicked just right from where we ended it, and we're going back to put it back on. But you guys that are fellow sellers on Mercari may want to check your weight, dimensions, etc., and so forth. And guys, your price. We've had items that I know I did not list as high as they've been listed that are astronomical, ridiculous. I've had an item that should have been selling for $3 that somehow got up to $6 and change. So we've had to do a little adjusting there. Now, like I said, some of this could be because we're using a little bit of a relister, but we've been finding it without the relister when we've deleted, not deleted, but what do you call that, Kathy, where we unlist it? You know,
delist.
we've delisted it. I guess I was right. Delisted it to relist it. So we've been catching a few issues there, and there's been quite a few on what I've been doing. Kathy caught several also last night on Mercari. So you fellow sellers out there, make sure you're checking your weights, your dimensions, your postal costs that you're giving out to your buyers if you are selling on the site, and check your own personal selling costs that you want to receive for your product, because we have been catching a lot of issues. And I would say right now we're about 30% mistake with one of those facets with our listings on the site at this point. Now, also, the next thing that we're going to take and pull up here, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I doubt you can because I don't have it the exact way. Kathy and I have been doing some selling on eBay last night, and the last, well, let's go back to, I'm going to say roughly March 9th was a low point for us in sales on eBay. Let's see if I can bring you up here.
Hey, Darren, are you currently on chat?
No, I'm just doing it via the thing, so you're not going to catch us.
Okay.
But since March 9th, guys, we had an all-time low in sales, not including the day or so that we had $0 sales on our eBay store, and I'm talking the main store there. I don't remember if on that one day we had $0 sales on Kathy's store or not, but I know on the main store we did, and that's been months ago, literally back in February sometime, late January. We went on March 9th and had a sales day where we had $12.71. The next day, and I'm going to give you ever since March 9th, so keep in mind the dates there, guys. And today is March 18th. So you're talking about a week and 2 days here ago. March 10th, we went and we had $14.24 in sales. March 11th, we had a spike in sales at $37.63. March 12th, we had $30.90. Then on March 13th, we dropped down to $14.86 in sales. And then all of a sudden we had a bump, March 14th. Now keep in mind, guys, we are always listing. And we do a rotation method. We can list up to 30 items a day. And when I talk we, I'm talking me. Kathy, she will put on sometimes up to that or more, depending on how things go. That's not including relisting on Mercari, us putting on District at Madcap store over there. We're not including Poshmark. And like I said, we're not even including the other eBay site that Kathy and I have as well, Madcap Toys Plus. So when I'm talking that I'm putting on 30 items a day here, that's just bare minimum there. I mean, if we're real busy, we try not to ever put on less than 5 items in a day. And that's if we're busy having to do shipping, banking, inventory comes in. We have to organize that, check out dossiers, etc. and so forth. You know how it works, all the paperwork. So, we're constantly doing something. But we jumped up all of a sudden on March 14th to $108.08. And that's not a great day. As used to, Kathy and I could do $700, $800, $1,000 a day at times back in the early days without breaking a sweat. The next day, March 15th, we had $155.79 in sale. And then March 16th, we had a $273.07 a sale. Now keep in mind, we don't consider a day normal. And by normal, I'm going to say par to subpar at $300 or more in a day. That's what our goal is to do at bare minimum. And we haven't hit that since, I'm going to go back to February 28th was the last time we hit our bare minimum in the last month of $369 and a penny. But back to March 16th, we was at $273.07. March 17th, we dropped to $61.51. I'm going to have to answer that offer in a minute. In our sales. And then today, so far, at literally 3:46 p.m., we're at $144.51. It says now, guys, with all this information going out, I got 9 questions still to answer and get to when I get a chance. I got an offer to deal with here in a minute.
I got it.
You got her? Okay. We are up 38.5% in the last 31 days. But I'm going to shock your socks here, guys, with some things that's going to go on. The number that you see here for 90 days is not good at 62.90.89. That's pathetic. But if you look at what I've done as a U.S. seller right here, we're top rated. We'd be top rated for the evaluate. We got 0.16 defection rate, no late shipments, all tracking is uploaded on time and validated. And a lot of that's not even your fault or mine if it's not, because we can take it to the post office, but if they don't do their job, it's hard for us to do ours, right? But then cases closed without a seller resolution, we're actually at 100% perfection on that. eBay had somebody claim something, and the item I think was, if I remember right, a return at the time. And the guy come later on and claimed something. We still got marked with it. We even called and talked to eBay, and they said, don't hurt your rating. Don't worry about it. Yeah, right. Okay, that's why we got the tracking number there to say it does, right? Our clicks are up 22.76%. Ad sell rate is up 460.84%. But yet our rate of return on ad spent is down 30.85%. And then our listing impressions, everything's in red. Everything is in red at this point. And I've been making, as I said, for the last 7 days, I'm up 38.5%. But now keep in mind, over here with my listing impressions, I'm down 3.7%. Okay, I can deal with that a little bit. Click-through rate, I'm still down. I'm down 0.2%. And page views, I'm down 6.7%. Sales conversion rate, I have crashed. I'm down to 0.8% on my conversion rate, even though I've been kicking it out of the park on sales over the last 7 days. And I was up to 1.4%. I wanted to go higher, but as soon as the holidays ended, it just crashed and burned. I've had, thank the Lord, nothing but positives for the last month, except for one neutral. That was, again, an item that we got hit on, which, we dealt with. You're given basically 2 options to deal with it. And we dealt with it, gave the money back entirely, and we still got a neutral. So, that's pretty much what it is. Kathy, how are you doing on your side of the fence?
What do you mean?
How are we doing on Poshmark pretty much right now? Let's start with them. Yeah.
I was going to tell you Madcap Toys Plus.
Well, let's do that, and then we'll get to Madcap Plus.
Okay. Poshmark consistent, so give me the questions that you got now.
Okay, basically, how is your sales for the month? What do you think?
Up, I think, because I seemingly have been, what I've been doing is I've been going through clothing, which is mostly what I sell on. And I kind of let it go through the holidays. So I have started going through and dropping a lot of prices because I've had these things for longer than 6 months to a year. Right.
And what's the Poshmark store's name that we got there?
The Closet Guru.
The Closet Guru. So if you guys want some deals, Kathy's store is called The Closet Guru at Poshmark. We've got a lot of stuff there that resellers could use, and they'd be good values.
And that's the reason why it wasn't called Madcap Toys or anything. We, at the time when I did this, we weren't really actively like full time. We were still kind of in and out of the old brick and mortar in Bedford when I signed this up.
Yeah, and what she's basically saying, we was full-time selling on eBay, etc. And little bit Mercari, but we wasn't as full time as we are because we also ran a full time toy store at Bedford, Indiana at the time.
And not just that, at the time, this little site, all I wanted to do was sell stuff out of my closet I couldn't fit. Yeah. So that's what I was doing, and then it kind of morphed into that.
Start out basically, she owned it, right? For you guys that aren't geeks in the reseller world, she owned this stuff. She wanted to get rid of it, and she thought she'd use Poshmark just to upload it.
It worked.
And it worked, right? But yeah, we did that. Now, Kathy, give me a little update as best you can on your numbers and things on Madcap Toys Plus. Now, this Madcap Toys Plus, guys, is what we call Kathy's Toy Store. It's an extension of Madcap Toys, but we list somewhat differently over there. So
what I do is basically, guys, it's basically a place where I call it almost overstock in the sense of it's been a while in the Madcap Toys regular Godfather set for a while. I put a new spin on it to see if I can move it. I have been moving things like that. That's the reason for the store creation in itself. As far as sales and stuff, what do you want me to say?
Okay, give me some numbers if you got any. Right. I mean, I know. Have you not had a couple of days where we've had some just total pitfalls with that site?
We had some pitfalls. We had a couple of, for me, at Madcap Toys Plus, not Darren.
Okay, go back to. Let me get my numbers here for you.
I had so far this month I've had 1 0 day, which is not very happy.
Yeah. Okay, go back to Friday, March 7th, if you've got your chart on that. Okay, tell me where you are as of now. Are you up over the last 31 days?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm 17.2% over the last for the last 31 days.
Okay. What now? Give us, like I said, this will basically give us 9 days from March 7th. How has your sales been running from March 7th to basically today? Which I know today may be a little slow. I don't know.
March 7th was on a Friday. It was kind of like $11. You know, the granted guys only have less than 2,000 on listings. But no, I had up my highest day was actually the very next day, March 8th, $95.22.
Okay. Yeah, that's really good. Now, you guys that are not familiar with Madcap Toys Plus, our store there, it's relatively new. Yeah, and so right now she's still setting markers for her high water mark as it was.
Yeah, I've had more than that, but just But no, it's been going good. I had a really high day. I think earlier this month, if you want to call it high, as being a baby, so to speak. But I've had consistency since March the 7th, and I am trekking to try to in the next month have $1,000 a month on my site. I'm almost
okay. Have you not had $1,000 at that store yet?
Not yet, but I've had $836 in a month. So
okay, she's trying to basically trend guys to get $1,000 in a month with the new store. So that's what she's working real hard on right there. Is there anything else? District. Yes, we had a sell on District. And what's your store called there? Madcap Plus as well?
Madcap Toys Plus.
Okay, so guys, we've also got 2 stores on District. We've got Madcap Toys, which is basically my little half of it that we do what we do and we put on what we put on at the time. We're basically cutting a lot of prices down to bottom dollar so that we can move them out. We're a small news site, so it's only got like 10. We had 11 members, but one guy decided he didn't want to be a part of it for whatever reason and left. That's fine.
He didn't tell us.
Yeah, he didn't tell us anything or say, anything. We thought he had a item on there to sell, but I don't know if he went out of business or what, but a lot of new sellers don't last long. So you guys that are old time sellers understand what I mean. Seasoned sellers. Okay, we got a little salt, right? So, but anyway, the new sellers don't always last that long on sites because they expect it to be like that. And if it isn't, well, they're up and gone like Speedy Gonzalez, right? But anyway, and then Madcap Toys Plus, Kathy has it on there also. And she's made a sell. Kathy, do you remember what you sold?
You mean today?
No, on District.
Oh, yes. I don't think I've talked about it yet, but it's a Scholastic phonics and flashcards.
Okay, she sold some Scholastic phonic cards for children, flashcards, and she's going to discuss that in one of our what sold videos here a little later on, so I won't go on about it too much. But she's had that sell, so various items we'll pick up and we'll sell. We've had that before, but if you are not a member of our Madcap Toys District, be sure to check us out because you guys will really be glad you did, because when it picks up, it will go really good. So I'm confident in that. It's about like any other site we've dealt with. Everything starts out slow, don't it? And then it picks up as it goes along. But guys, that's pretty much all I'm going to talk to you guys about. It's just basically catching up with you. I've also noticed a trend as of late on eBay. It seems like offers, people have been liking items, where we can basically send out offers to them. With us, at least in Madcap Toys eBay site, it seems like it comes in flashes. You'll go hours, and that usually is a telltale sign to me they're working on the site. You'll go hours with nothing. Then I'll check in there. There's 15 or 20 people want an offer on an item. They've liked an item, waiting for an offer, as it was. So we can tell they're still working on the site, and a lot of things are going on, because we had a couple of days ago, I had 3 or 4 days where I had breaks several times during the day. Now, in all fairness to eBay and the site, that was within a couple of hours while working on the site. And at one time, it got so bad for me. I don't know if it got bad for anybody else like that. If it has, give me a comment about it. But this has been a couple, 2, 3, 4 days ago. Kathy had some broken site issues also on eBay. But it got so bad for me, I had to get off and just work on District and Mercari. It was awful. I couldn't get nothing to go for me. I think Kathy's biggest complaint that I can remember about the last few days as well, and I think it's about the same time, was she couldn't put in, I can't remember if it's pictures not coming, something was broken on her. So we had some issues there. Right now, everything seems to be going smooth, and we're thankful for that over the last 7 days. Very thankful for that. But we had some issues. But we're going to take things while we can. I have some intentions for you guys that are fellow collectors out there to go and look at getting another load of collector coins, because things are going really well. We've been selling some really nice coins, especially the Carson Cities. And we've also been selling some Annex. I think that's the major one I've sold as of late.
The ANACS certified?
Yeah, the certified coins. I think that's the major company I've been selling the last few days in certified coins. Now, we do have others. We have NGC, we have PCGS. I have some IGC, I think. I've got some that's sort of iffy. Some people on other sites, we put these on Mercari. I've got some PCIs and some lower tier companies as far as a lot of collectors are concerned. But we've got quite a few coins that have gone up, and we've got other items going in. I've also got in a new order of cassette tapes. For instance, there's going to be a large variety. This here, for instance, one we just got in of Willie Nelson. We got some country, we got some rock music, we got some pop, we got some various things of that nature. We've also got in today a new order. All my orders have finally come in today. That's why I sort of have been hesitant and not ordering. I've got another order of DVDs Kathy and I is going to be talking about. We got to get some toys. I got to get some coins. We got several things in the plans in the making as was, but we sort of stopped because our stuff was getting backed up so much we didn't want to lose orders and pay out hundreds of dollars and not have anything to show for it. You guys that are sellers understand that. But we've now got everything in that I'm aware of. Correct, Kathy?
As far as our stuff?
Our stuff that we have ordered?
For us, yes.
Yeah, everything is in, so we're good. So we can start making some more plans. And we'll be doing that in the next few days or so. Everything seems to be going with Kathy and her insurance business that her and Justin's working on building up. Thankful for that. But guys, hey, I want to thank you guys for your time. This has just been a what's been going on, some things that we've been noticing here on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and District. Had sales on all of them. Mercari's really picked up since we've been doing the relisting thing that we've been doing, the program. So it's really picking up for us, and I'm really glad for that because it was getting so pathetically dead over there. That I think whoever is running Mercari needs to consider coming up with a plan to where you do sort of an eBay thing where the items relist every, I would say no longer than a year. You know, let them go for a year, they get buried for a year, then reboot them and let them be relisted automatically somehow. If you can come up with a system, I think that'd be really, really good and really wise for the site and help everybody make more sales at the same time. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this with us. Give us your comments, your thoughts, your ideas. If you see trends on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark District, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video if you've got a community or friends or family that's into this sort of thing. Don't forget to take, guys, and subscribe and join us. We really, really appreciate it. You guys that are long-termers here with us, I cut my hair, guys, because it's getting hot, and it's going to be up to 70. I think it's 74 today, and it looks like my yards need mowed already. So we're getting ready. Tractor's going to get ready. I got to get Jordan out here to help me get those blades sharpened. Then we'll be ready to get going. But guys, thank you so much. We'll see you all later. You have a great, wonderful day. Bye-bye.